Hey y'all, it's Stacey with SouthernBite.com. Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're making my creamy one-pot jambalaya pasta. You know, of all the things that are on the website, this is probably one of my favorites. I love a one-pot meal anyway, and this is a great, really flavorful one. To start, I started in my skillet here with about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. To that, I added about a pound of chicken that I cut into roughly 3/4 inch cubes. And I used about 12 ounces or even a pound of your favorite smoked sausage. Since we're going with a Cajun flavor here, I used some andouille. I seasoned that chicken with about 2 teaspoons of Creole seasoning. And then all we did was really just get some color there on the sausage and get the chicken cooked on the outside. It doesn't have to be cooked all the way through at this point. So I've just removed that chicken from my pan here, and I used a slotted spoon so that we could leave that rendered fat down in there because we're gonna use that to cook our vegetables. I've got 1 red pepper that I've diced. I've got a green pepper that I diced. And about half of an onion. White, yellow, whatever you got works perfectly fine. We're gonna cook that in that rendered fat down there, 3 to 5 minutes. Again, it doesn't have to all be cooked through because we're gonna cook all of this together, even the pasta in this dish. So after this is cooked down to your liking, we're gonna add about 3 cloves of garlic that we've minced. And the trick with garlic is don't overcook it. If you overcook it, if you burn garlic, it's gonna get bitter. So a minute, maybe right when it starts to smell, you're good to move on to your next step. So what we're gonna do now is add about 2.5 cups of chicken broth. I've got 1 can of petite diced tomatoes, and I'm not gonna drain this. I'm gonna use that liquid that's in the can there. And now for our pasta. Now this is uncooked pasta. This is about 8 ounces, or about half of this box. Now I will say, all the Italian grandmothers look away because I'm about to break this in half. And the reason that we do this is because this is gonna cook in this. And if we leave that hole, it's a lot harder for that to cook through. I'm gonna push that down into our liquid here. And then add this chicken and sausage right back on the top. Kind of spread that out and use that protein to hold that pasta down in the liquid. I'm gonna turn the heat up to a simmer, cover it, and this is gonna cook somewhere between 10, 15 minutes. You're gonna wanna stir it about halfway through just to make sure that everything stays submerged in that liquid and then cooks through. I've got another one here. And you can see this pasta cooks perfectly. It develops this great sauce. And to make this creamy, what we're gonna do is I've got about 1/2 cup of heavy cream here, and I'm adding about 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. And that's just gonna thicken this up, tighten it up, and create a great creamy sauce here. This goes right into our liquid here. Stir this up. The heat is gonna cause that cornstarch to thicken this sauce. You're gonna wanna add a little extra Creole seasoning if you want it, a little salt, a little pepper. Flavor it up to your liking, and supper is done. Folks, you can find this full, easy recipe by heading over to the website at SouthernBite.com, and we've got a Simply Southern TV section right there on the homepage so that you can find all these great recipes quickly and easily. Y'all enjoy.
Now, Stacey used spaghetti for his pasta in that dish, but he says others will work just as well. Macaroni, for example, would be a great substitute.
While you're substituting, Stacey says don't be afraid to experiment with different types of cheese. Parmesan makes a great option.
Well, that's just about going to wrap things up for Simply Southern this week. We're sure glad you chose to join us. Next time around, we'll take you along as hundreds of teens learned about different careers in agriculture. And not all of them include driving tractors and planting seeds.
And we'll go in search of the best seafood dish in Alabama. Where else? Along the Gulf Coast. I'm Mary Wilson.
And I'm Kevin Worthington. We'll talk to you then.